What are 3 ways to be healthier? And who would like to be first and then pass it on to the next person?
I would.
All right, Katie, take it away.
So, you know me as the I person. So, I've shared with you the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look up from your computer at least 20 feet and look around for 20 seconds and then come back and squeeze blink. So, part of that is detaching ourselves from all of those electromagnetic frequency stuff that's just driving our bodies crazy. It's taking that place of the eye muscles, just kind of hanging out there and just stressing those muscles. But what I want to share with you today is we have to get out of our chairs and we have to move. And one of the best ones for moving that helps the eyes is actually, I don't know if I can get this. Okay. Am I clear enough? Can you see me clear enough? Okay. So the opposite hand and foot. Okay. So it's gonna go up, up, and as we're gonna clap in the middle, go up with the hand and the knee, clap, and go up with the opposite knee and clap. And so the reason why this is so effective for your eyes, it's the hand-eye body coordination. It's that place of we need to move. We need to get our rear in gear so that we can implement that hour a day that Christine is recommending we do. So Christine, thank you for reminding me that I have to schedule it in my calendar because me doing it willy-nilly is not working effective enough for me. So thank you. So number one is the 20-20-20 rule and blink. Number two is the hand-eye coordination. I call it the hand-knee clap. Hand-knee clap. And it gets our body going and it allows our eyes to get in touch with our body. And the third thing is, you guys may think this is kind of weird, but take off your glasses. Take off your glasses for, about just 15-20 minutes a day. Think of it like this. You're walking with a crutch. You're walking with a crutch. And do you need to have the crutches all the time? Maybe. But what happens if you stood on your own for just a little bit of time? It gets the brain stimulated differently. If you, believe me, I've got 3 pairs of glasses lying here right in front of me. You know, this is one pair that helps me with my distance, my intermediate, and my close-up. Okay, but how am I going to strengthen that muscle, the hand-brain muscle? And now I gotta go. That's my call I was waiting for. Thank you.
Okay, who would like to be next?
You can go next. And I kind of want to cover 3 areas of life, and the physical, and it's getting out in the fresh air, the sunshine, getting exercise. And for me, a great way to do that is do it out in the garden. Then you can also be growing that fresh, nutritious food. And I'll tell you, like, for physically, that having that good nutritious food, but being outdoors, working outdoors, getting exercise outdoors, you'll also sleep better too. And the next part, it's like your mental health, or uh, uh, Carolyn Leaf, who was a neuroscientist, and she explained to me how, like, your mind, it's more than, just that physical brain, that it's like a whole sphere and everything. but she was describing how if it's the positive energies that it actually grows, and it's like a tree that branches out and leaves out. But if you're bringing in negativity and all this toxic uh, stuff that your mind, that part of your being, it'll shrivel and die. So one of my mottos: good vibes only. Get rid of that negativity and toxicity in your life, and bring in more of, here's for your emotional well-being, that like the importance of community and bringing that love and joy into your life. To me, that really will make such a difference in your well-being, of your whole being there. So give someone a hug, sit down and give someone that space and have a meaningful conversations, and yeah, bring that love and joy into your life. Here's some love for you.
And who would like to go next?
I can go next. I'd like to touch on 3 ways to inspire people to include vegetables in their meals. First of all is looking for local sources. You could go to the markets that source locally, or the farm markets, or grow your own. It's easy to grow sprouts, so that's an easy way to start growing. And look for different things like beets. You can get the Chioggia beets, which are striped. They look like circles. And when you shred them or grate them, they don't bleed into your hand. So they're great to use. Or different kinds of radishes. At one time when we sold at a farm market, we had 7 varieties of radishes. So you can really spice up your salad by including different kinds of vegetables, and try to make sure they're local. Use your bits of time during the day to prep your vegetables. When you bring the celery home from the grocery store or wherever you bought it, clean it up and put it into a celery container so that it's ready to use whenever you want to. And you can peel the carrots or prep the vegetables, shred some beets, so that when you want to prepare your meal, it's really easy. You just pull the stuff out of the fridge and throw it together. And then the third part is taking the time to eat, because it does take time to eat your vegetables when they're raw, especially, and enjoy it. Sit at the table, put on some music, and enjoy your vegetables. Get a beautiful big bowl that you can fill up. And also add some protein. It's easy. You can get some pulse beans, like garbanzo beans. Mix it up with a little bit of salad dressing to give some flavor. Throw that on top of your vegetables. Then add some bling. Some toasted nuts would be lovely. I like having shredded or slivered almonds or sliced almonds. They can be all kinds, and they'll sit in your pantry and be ready when you want them. You just pull them off the shelf and throw them on top of your salad, and you have some bling. So enjoy your vegetables, find local sources, prep during the day when you have a few minutes, and take the time to eat it. Enjoy. And that's vegetables to make you healthy. Thank you. Terry, it's your turn.
Well, thank you, Mary. Love it. I'm going to start out by saying that I really am a big promoter of embracing the 8 pillars of health. So focusing on hydration, eating real food, taking care of your gut microbiome, making sure you're getting your sleep, making sure you're exercising enough per day, managing your stress, making sure you have great connections, and you're having quality supplements. And taking that list of 8 pillars, the second step is evaluate yourself. How are you doing on these 8 pillars? Okay, scale 1 to 10. Then the third step for you is to start with one pillar and start taking action every single day on that one pillar. Once you get that habit down, choose maybe a different pillar and start the same process over and over again. And pretty soon, you're going to notice how much healthier you're going to be. And the next person I will pass it off to is Elizabeth.
First of all, I would like to thank Patrice for a live demonstration of synchronicity, because you touched on everything that I was going to speak on, as well as the example of gardening. So thank you that I am learning from and standing on the shoulders of a giant here. So my 3 points for a healthy formula are to join in on the dynamics of life, light, and love. And I was going to use gardening as the example, and Patrice has just shown that so wonderfully in her presentation. So in an ad hoc sense, I'm going to be a little bit more philosophical. And when I speak of the dynamics of life, I'd like to bring forth a quote that many people have already heard. The unexamined life is not worth living. And that was a quote of Socrates at his trial just before his death. And also it was promoted by Plato in his Apologies. Now, what that actually meant was we need to know what our purpose is. And we get that by examining the patterns around us and our reactions. So that's why I bring forth the concept of journaling. And it can be journaling absolutely anything. It can be whatever pattern has come forth to you that will improve your health. The concepts of light, of life, light, and love can also correspond to the whole being of body, mind, and spirit. And I'm not going to go into that too far, but I'm going to move on to the concept and an example of light. Light with the gardening photosynthesis is a way for the energy of growth. Light for the body, and just taking one example of light, how many have heard of red light therapy? It is a wavelength that penetrates fairly deep into the body, about an inch, inch and a half. And at the cellular level, the mitochondria have particular sensors that can use that light almost as food. It can energize, it can increase that electron flow and increase your energy. So that's an example of how light can make you healthy. In the same way, other forms of visible light, such as the near ultraviolet, can be used for bacteria, to control various bacteria, like even the ultraviolet light that you may have, your furnace may have to condition the air as it goes through. So that's another aspect of light as increasing health. And lastly, is love. And love is a reciprocity of both giving and receiving. And in the aspect of gardening, you can consider it as you've nurtured the plant and the plant nurtures you. It's an awareness of things outside of you and the willingness to grow together. And in that sense, I would like to bring forth community gardening as another great example of both life, light, and love. And I'm wondering, Christine, if you would like to join in on the question.
Absolutely. Thank you. For me, number one is build a life that feels like oxygen. Your business should feel like it's vibrant because you're the creator of it. And so that means editing, auditing, and checking through that you're doing things that you desire. That's really important for you to set your own direction. Number two, I think you should celebrate small moments. So often we are moving straight past to the next big thing or the next crisis, and we are going from fire to fire to fire. When I was very young in the corporate world, I had these amazing women that I was working with who were 30, and they're like, this is what you should have when you're 30. And they were all single, but go to a nice restaurant. If you like to have any experience you want, reward yourself because it's Tuesday, not because it's the big thing. So I am always after rewards and celebrating the small wins
Mhm.
you personally set. It's not about what other people did. If you did something that was scary and somebody else does it because it's breathing to them, you celebrate your story. And number 3 is dance. Move your body. We're connected to rhythm. The earth is rhythmic. Stand up and dance. Happy dances are the best. Dance around your kitchen because you're cooking dinner. Dance because you created a new client. Dance because the rhythm moves you. Anybody who knows me, any dance floor, anytime, I'll be on my feet. And I want you to dance. That'd be my 3. You're on mute, Cindy. There you go.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much. Now, I wondered if, because we live in the seasons of life, we can start noticing a little bit more. And I know a lot of times that is incredibly difficult when we are bombarded by all sorts of news from the world, right? Social media scrolling and all that. I suggest that we take a little time to slow down, take off our shoes, and walk outside. Now, obviously, people like to walk on really green grass, but I know that there's lots of parts of the world that grass isn't really available. But I know people at different times of the year will go to maybe a beach or something like that. You take off your shoes then. So take them off. And even if you step on mulch, for example, some wood chips, don't be afraid that you're going to be hurt. Just stand there and connect with the earth. We have the same biorhythms in our body as the earth itself. So let's let the earth heal us. Another practice that I really enjoy is noticing how my body feels. So before I go to sleep at night, I do something called an organ smile. And this is an ancient Chinese practice that you basically you can go from, I like to go from my feet to say goodnight, from my feet all the way up to my head when I'm going to sleep. But I thank each part of my body for all the wonderful things they have done all day long, right? But I especially thank my heart, my lungs, all those vital things. But I also thank my gallbladder, right? Things that we don't necessarily think about. But it'll be a way for you to also scan if there's something going on in your body. I talked to so many people and they said, well, this thing happened all of a sudden. Nothing in your body happens all of a sudden. It always want to go towards healing. So being aware. So this is not only smiling and thanking and being grateful for your body, but this is also creating what they call a body scan. And if you do that once a day and just notice some differences, you'll be much more aware. And then you'll be able to maybe change. Oh, I feel like I'm getting a little bit of a cold, right? Maybe uptake some vitamin C. You doesn't have to be complicated things. The other suggestion I have for you, right, is for you to take Elizabeth's suggestion and be in the light. I'm just saying, go outside 15 minutes a day. So many people spend so much time inside. And as you get older, it is incredibly important to have healthy legs, right? If you can go outside and greet the dawn, and I've been doing this for decades. Dawn light is different and it resets you so you can actually sleep better at night. And you'll be up on your feet, right? Even if you don't take off your shoes, get outside and enjoy. Even if it's raining, take an umbrella, whatever it is, but go outside at least once a day for 15 minutes, even if it isn't dawn, or enjoy a wonderful sunset, right? And say good night to the sun because you know it's going to be here tomorrow because that's the rhythm of the earth.